Good morning. Here we are, the week of May 4th, your warm-up and dynamic stretch for the entire week. Hopefully last week worked out well for you in the sense of that the warm-up continues to get a little bit better. Here we have another opportunity to work on all these different movements throughout the course of the week. Hopefully, as you do it, third, fourth time, it gets a little bit better as you guys progress through this week. So everything that we're going to do is going to be off of the ground today, minus the last thing when we work on our squat. So we'll need something comfortable to kneel on, and we're going to do a 90-90 series, sit series today. So if you can't do that just sitting flat on the ground, then we're going to need something to raise ourselves up just a little bit. Pillows, towels, I got mats here, whatever's gonna work for you. We're gonna go through this maybe a little bit quicker than I normally would, just so that as you go throughout the course of the week and you get more efficient at it, there's less downtime because you are learning the movements, throughout the course of the week. You're going to get more familiar with the anticipation of each of the movements that as they come up in the sequence. So let's begin. We're going to get down on the ground here, and we're going to start with our pelvic tilts. We're going to do 10. I'm going to post those hands strong, pushing away from the ground, pull those shoulders away from the ears. And we're going to go with posterior and anterior pelvic tilt. So I'll posterior tilt, round out that back, anterior tilt, create that little arch, one. And we're just going to work back and forth, holding each for just a couple of seconds. Here we go, number 3, posterior, anterior, posterior, round that back out, pull that belly in, anterior, push that belly button to the ground, posterior, tuck your butt, anterior, that's 5, 6, 7, 8, go into that posterior, anterior 9, one more, and 10. All right, we're going to find that neutral position, and we're going to do some thoracic rotations. We're first going to reach under, and then we're going to put the hand on the back of the head, and we're going to reach, and we're going to rotate up. So big rotation to that torso. Here, we're going to do 3 each direction. So I'm going to reach my right hand through. I'm going to think about pushing my left shoulder down, trying to get as much rotation as I can, and relax just a little bit. I'm going to really drive and rotate, push that shoulder down, and unwind just a little bit. One more time. Reach through, rotate, and unwind. Good. Okay, take your hand, put it on the back of your head. Again, big rotation. As we rotate up, pull those shoulder blades together, relax just a little bit. Big rotation, pull those shoulder blades together, unwind just a little bit. One more time, big rotation. Really reach up and unwind. Good, okay. Post that right hand, push away from the ground. Take that left hand, we're gonna reach, pushing that right arm straight and that left shoulder down to the ground. Unwind just a little bit. Really drive that left shoulder down to the ground. Big rotation, unwind just a little bit. And one more time, really push that left shoulder down to the ground. Push that right arm straight and unwind. Take your left hand, put it on the back of your head. Big rotation up. Pull those shoulder blades together and relax just a little bit. Big rotation up. Pull those shoulder blades together and unwind just a little bit. One more time, pulling really hard through that torso. Pull those shoulder blades together and relax. Okay. Next, we're going to do half kneeling bottle rocks and then a full bottle rock. We're going to do about 20 seconds on the half and 30 seconds on the full bottle rock. So I'm going to extend my right leg out. I'm going to slide it out so I get some separation, get a nice little stretch here to begin with. Make sure my left heel is going out. Don't let that left heel collapse. Push that left heel out. Put my hands out in front of me, neutral spine, and I'm going to go ahead and sit my butt down and back. And we're just going to hold that position. Continue to breathe nice and deep into that position. Make sure we keep that belly nice and tight and maintain that neutral spine so we don't have to worry about getting really deep. We just want to make sure that we maintain neutral spine and we feel that nice stretch through that inner part of our thighs. Okay, and relax. Now we're going to go ahead, we're going to go to the other side. So we're going to extend that left leg out to the side. I want to make sure that, again, that my heel is pushing out, arms out in front of me, maintain this neutral spine, and go ahead and sit my butt down and back. Again, we're just going to hold for 20 seconds. Really pushing down and back into position, driving that right heel out so as to not to let it to collapse, and just push back. Continuously working on those hips, those inner thighs, and relax. Okay, so now we're going to do both legs at the same time. We're going to go wide for you, but again, really got to push those heels out, arms out in front of you, neutral spine, and drive your hips back and down. So similar to child's pose, except again, we want to make sure that we maintain that neutral spine as we push our butt back. Driving those heels out, that makes a big difference, at least for me, as I drive those heels back, where I get that really good hip stretch. Continue to sit down and back, about another 10 seconds. 5 seconds. And relax. Okay, we're gonna go into a fire hydrant series here. So what we'll do is there's 4 movements. We're gonna do 5 of the fire hydrants, 5 of the kickouts, 5 of the sweeps, and 3 of those hip rotations. So I'm gonna get into my good quad position, and right now I'm just going to think about driving the knee out 5 times. 1, I don't have to necessarily think about lifting very high. I just really drive it out. 3, 4, make sure I stay neutral across the back on number 5. We're gonna lift and hold from this position right here, keeping that knee where it is. We're gonna kick out 1, 2, keep that knee high. 3, don't let that knee drop. 4, and 5, good. Now we're gonna sweep. Keep that belly tight. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Good. Okay, now we're gonna do 3 hip rotations. So I'll start with my right knee underneath me. Think about, again, drawing that big circle with your knee. Push up, fire hydrant, hip extension, and down. Now reverse, hip extension, fire hydrant, bring it down. What's 1? Up to the chin, out to fire hydrant, and around and down. Drive it back. 2, drive that knee up, out, and around, and down, and then reverse it. Good. Okay, turn around. So with all those, core nice and tight, neutral spine across the back, and again, keep it nice and flat. Don't let those hips move. Ready? We're gonna do 5 fire hydrants. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're gonna kick and hold. We're gonna hold that knee up, and we're gonna kick out. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Continue to push really hard away from the ground with those arms. We're gonna sweep. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Good. We're going to go into those hip rotations, pushing hard away from the ground. Draw that big circle with that knee. Drive it up, out to fire hydrant, and around, hip extension. Keep that knee bent at 90 degrees. Keep those abs tight. You're going to go number 2, drive it up, out to fire hydrant, wrap around to hip extension and down. Kick back to hip extension, fire hydrant, and down. And one more time, drive up, fire hydrant, and down. Kick back to hip extension, fire hydrant, and come on down to the beginning. All right, we're gonna go work on the shoulders. So we're gonna go lay on the ground, on our bellies. Everything we're gonna do is gonna be for 5 repetitions. First, lying on the ground here, we're gonna go 5 repetitions of extension, and then from a T, a Y, and an I position, 5 reps of each. When we get to that T, that Y, and that I, give me that external rotation, and then pull real hard through the shoulder blades. All right, here we go, 5 of each. And lift, 1, 2, I like to make fists when I do this, 3, 4, and 5. In that full extension position, we're going to rotate out to that T position, externally rotate through those shoulder blades, and we're going to lift 5 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. To that Y position, external rotation. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. To that I position 5 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Good. Okay. So we got 4 more movements that we're going to do here in this prone position for our shoulders. Again, 5 repetitions of each. We're going to go from chicken wing, then we're going to go to a W, then we're going to go to thoracic extension, and then we're going to do snow angels. All right. So with those chicken wings, it's like putting yourself in handcuffs. We're going to lift high, and then we're going to bend those elbows and pull those hands in nice and tight. Pull up, relax just a little bit. Pull those hands in nice and tight. Relax just a little bit. Pull those hands in nice and tight. 3, pull those hands in nice and tight. 4, one more, pull those hands in nice and tight. And 5, good. Okay, we're going to go to W's. Elbows on the ground at shoulder level. Elbows are going to maintain contact with the ground. We're going to rotate up 5 times. Big rotation, pull real hard through the shoulder blades. 1, and rotate up. 2, rotate up. 3, make sure you keep those elbows on the ground. Up. 4, one more. And 5, good. Okay, you're going to reach those arms out in front of you. You're going to bend your elbows. You're going to make fists. You're going to bring those hands in behind your head, and then you're going to lift your arms as high as you possibly can. Don't let your fists touch your body, touch your back. All right, 5 times. 1, and down. 2, and down. 3, and down. 4, and down. And one more. 5, and down. Good. Okay, final is snow angel. So we're going to start here. We're going to rotate so that our thumbs are up and our palms are out. And we're simply pulling those shoulders down and back. Simply going to essentially curl those arms up, pull up, and then press to the overhead position, and then down. All right? We'll actually just do 3 instead of 5. Here we go. Ready? We're going to lift hard. We're going to bend those elbows. We're going to lift up again, and then we're going to press nice and slow to the overhead, and then back down. Extend those arms. Lift them up nice and high. Bend at the elbows. Pull those hands in nice and tight. Press. Continuing to pull really hard through those shoulder blades. Extend down. We're going to lift nice and hard. We're going to bend. Pull up nice and high. One more time. Press. And return. There you go. Okay. So we can stay. From here, we're going to do 5 downward dogs. We'll hold downward dog. We'll relax just a little bit, so we're not going to come back down to plank. We're going to do that 5 times, and then from there, we're going to go right into our pike work. All right. So we can go into that push-up position. We're going to kick that butt up and back into downward dog. We're going to hold this for a second. Relax just a little bit. Drive your butt up nice and high. Arms and legs are straight. Pull your head through your shoulders. Relax just a little bit. Here we go, number 3. Arms and legs straight. Drive your heels down. Relax just a little bit. Number 4. Relax just a little bit. Here we go, number 5. So as we hold number 5, then we're going to go into that pike work. All right. So I'm driving my heels down. Butt nice and high, arms and legs straight. From here, I'm going to push way up onto my toes and then pull my head back through my shoulders. Relax those heels down. Walk the feet forward just a little bit. We're going to go push way up onto those toes. butt nice and high, pull the head back through the shoulders. One more time. Walk the feet in a little bit closer if you can to your hands. Push way up onto your toes. Pull your head back to your shoulders. And relax. Cool. Okay. So now we're going to hit our 90-90 series. This one, I'll take a second just to show you the modification. So ideally, our sit position is like so, and then obviously on the other side. If we can't, then I'll show you how we're going to use use your little cushion here. So whatever leg is out front, I want to get my left leg's out front, get my left butt cheek on the mats. My right leg is going to be completely off, and that's going to put me in a much more comfortable position. Okay, so this would be a modification. If you can hold this position, but you need a little bit of help, you can always put your hand down here at the side as well. So we're going to do 5 repetitions of everything. We're going to stay on the left side. We're going to do the front hip, then the rear hip. Then we're going to go to hurdler, and we're going to do 5 repetitions with the front leg and the rear leg, and then we'll switch to the other side. So in this position right here, 90-90 position, front leg tucked in like so, rear leg tucked in behind me, both knees at about 90 degrees. You could also make it a little bit easier by pulling those feet in a little bit closer. All right. So here we're going to start out putting those arms out to the side, make fists externally rotate. Just working on that front leg right here. I want you to pick up as high as you can. And down, we're going to do it 5 times. Ready? Up and hold, and down, up and down. 2 more, up and down, and 1 more, up. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to push into the ground as hard as we can. Push into the ground as hard as you can, and relax. Push into the ground as hard as you can. Relax. Push. 3. Push. 4. 1 more. Push. And 5. Good. Okay. Put your hands on your ankle. Okay. Working on that rear leg. All right. So we're going to lift that knee 5 times. Ready? Lift and down. Lift and down. Lift and down. Lift down. 1 more. Lift. Okay, now the knee's gonna go down and the foot's gonna come up. You might lean forward just a little bit as we pick that foot up and down. Lift that foot and down. Lift that foot and down. 2 more. Lift your foot and down. 1 more. Lift your foot. Now the whole leg. All right, here we go. Ready? And up 1 and down. Up and 2. Up 3. Up 4. Now we're going to lift and hold, and we're going to do hip rotations. I want you to keep your foot as close to your butt as you possibly can, and then we're going to rotate. We're going to pivot this knee up. Keep that foot as tight as possible. 1, 2, 1 more, and 3. Cool. Okay, you're going to take your front leg, you're going to extend your front leg out, all right, nice and straight, in our hurdler position here. Hands like so out in front on either side of your leg. Lean back a little bit if you have to, and we're going to pick this front leg up 5 times. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Good, okay. You're gonna put your hands out in front. You're gonna pretend like you're grabbing onto a pole or a rope or something and pulling yourself forward. So we establish that position, grab that rope, pull myself forward. We're gonna drive into the ground hard. Ready? 1, 2, pushing here through the hip. Push down. 3, push down. 4, 1 more time. And 5. Good, okay. So now we'll switch to the other side. All right, here we go. Arms out to the side. If you have to though, put that hand down to brace. It's totally fine. Nice and tall, make those fists. Externally rotate, we're picking this knee up 5 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, and one more, 5. Good. Now we're gonna push that leg into the ground, the front leg into the ground as hard as we can. Push 1, push 2, push 3, 4, and 5. Okay, hands on your ankle, all right? Left knee, pick it up 5 times. Pick it up, 1, and 2, pick 3, pick 4, and one more, pick 5. Now we're gonna go with the foot. Knee down, foot up. You might lean forward a little bit. 1, 2, 3, 4, and one more, 5. Good. Now the whole leg. Ready? And 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. We're going to hold in 3 rotations. Ready? Keep that foot as close as possible. Pivot that knee up. 1. Here we go. Pivot it up. 2. And one more. And 3. Fantastic. Okay, extend that right leg out in front of you. All right, hands on either side. Lean back a little bit if you have to. We'll lift that leg 5 times. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Good, okay. Gonna grab that imaginary pole. Gonna pull yourself nice and tall. I'm gonna drive into the ground. Grab that pole nice and tall, drive into the ground. 1, and 2, push into the ground. 3, push into the ground. 4, one more. And 5, good, okay. All right, last thing. We're gonna do 30 seconds of slow squats, and then we're gonna do 30 seconds of this 1.5 squat, all right? It's gonna be something new. If you need your chair to do these, this is where you're gonna need your chair, all right? So nice and slow with these squats. Ready? And nice and slow. Just working ourselves up and down, nice and easy through this movement, through this range of motion. Making sure that our feet are nice and flat, driving those knees out. Sitting into those hip creases, make sure knees and toes stay lined up. All right, now what we're gonna do is we're gonna go to this 1.5 squat. So I'll go down, all the way. So as I come up that first time, I'm only coming up halfway. Down, up a little bit, down, all the way. Down, up a little bit, down, all the way. Down, up. I go all the way down, come up a little bit. Here we go. And one more after this. Cool. There you go. Your warm-up dynamic stretch for the day, for the week, excuse me.